You invest?
I love what I sell. I believe what I sell.
Right.
So if I believe and love what I sell, then that's why I buy. I buy, invest, and
can you buy a guy Mercedes from somebody who drives Honda?
Actually, the last time I went to buy a car, that's what I had.
This one's a big one for me.
I know, exactly.
This one's a big one for me.
Exactly.
You know, if you don't drive Mercedes, you can't sell it to me.
Exactly.
You know?
How do you know about the car? You know what I mean?
Right.
I feel like you have to, and no offense, any realtor out there, you know, everybody takes their time on buying everything, and some people maybe are renting and got into real estate. But I definitely believe you should own. You should, you should, as a realtor, know the process, right? Or know how, know what happens when you buy your first home, or when you have an investment property, and what happens with tenants, and what happens with headaches. Because us agents, we make it seem real estate is all easy and bubbly, right?
Instagram story, open door, it closes.
Yeah. But it's not like that, you know? There is headache, right?
Yeah, of course.
But then again, to make money in life, everything requires work. Nothing's easy.
Yeah. Investments, I'll tell, like, if there's an agent listening to our podcast right now, I would say that when you get into an investment game, then you talk to clients on a whole different level. You know more about loan products. You know more about the properties itself, how they're made, types of heatings and everything. You know more about.
And if you don't know, you should learn, right? If we're talking with agents, they should learn all about it.
And also, doing the investments produces more buyers and generates more investment clients.
Yes,
which
of course.
always keep buying and keep reselling, and it keeps you. They help you, generate more business too.
Correct.
So that game also is not a lot of agents are knowledgeable in that space.
Yeah, they're not tapping into it.
Yeah.
But even, like, believe it or not, even the tenants, you could become friends. Like, I have many times I sold like a 6 unit, and all of a sudden the tenants became my friends. And when they were ready to buy, they bought houses with me. So think about it.
I actually never had that, but I had other stories.
Okay.
But yeah,
you treat the tenants well.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I'm always friends with them.
All right, good.
Yeah,
you got to be friends with everybody.
I remember that guy. Yeah, that's true. I remember that the one time we were at the closing, and the attorney he said, I have a lot of tenants. You can't be polite with them. You got to be strict. And I say, we're always so good with my tenants.
Listen, you got to be nice in life. Nice goes a long way.
Nice goes a long way.
At the end of the day, you might get screwed here and there. Sorry,
listen to Greg's voicemail. It's always like, hey,
my voicemail?
What's up, Joe?
You got to be happy. Life is short. You got to be happy.
Think about it this way: your voicemail, like everybody. Sometimes, somebody calls you, they don't get a hold of you, and they hear your voice that's positive, and and then they're like, "Oh, that's a good guy. I'm gonna do a business with him."
I have so many times I met a client randomly, and they had an agent, but they're like, and they're like, you know what, Greg, I just liked your energy. They're like, you're just so positive.
I've had that too.
I had it so many times. So that's why, even in the darkest time, I'm telling you, 2009, 2010, 11, 12, the worst of the worst, people were losing houses. I told them, listen, there's always a solution in life. Only when God wants me, I can't find a solution, because then it is what it is. It's my time. But everything else, we could find a way. We could figure out something.
Yeah.
Everything.
So stay positive.
Positive all the time.
Energy high. And you always, like, if you're on a phone with a client, and even if you're on the phone with someone who's not your client yet, I always heard that you got to have your energy higher than them. It's little higher.
You know what it is? You know what it is? People already, like, you got to think about it. We're blessed what we do, right? We're happy. We do what we love. As long as you're making money, right? Then you're happy.
But in the beginning, I'll tell you something, but don't forget your thought. My first year, and my maybe second year too, I made almost no money.
Okay.
But I was happy.
You were happy. Okay.
Can you imagine?
I
can't put a finger on it. I don't understand why.
I believe it.
But I just was so passionate. I was making no money.
Yeah.
I didn't understand that the thing that I was doing would work.
Yeah.
I just don't know. I just saw the opportunity, and I was it's the chase that I like.
Yeah,
it's like the whole process.
Yeah, it's a process. It's probably your personality too.
When
and you worked on your own too. You're building something for yourself.
Yes. Yeah.
I think that's huge.
Yeah.
Versus you're building for somebody else. Nothing wrong with that either. But for you, your personality matched really well with real estate. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I think, like, when going back to talking with people. People are having, most of the people sometimes, it's hard. It's hard. They're working, they're stressed out, right? They're dealing with a boss. They're dealing with issues. Yeah. So you have to be happy.
Yeah.
You have to be happy on the phone. You got to give them that positive energy. You know, and make it, because this also buying a house or selling, it's stressful. It's one of the most stressful thing in life.
Yeah.
Like we do it every day, so it's not a big deal.
But I was doing it recently, and I had some, you know, some moments where I was freaking out too.
On your own house, right?
Yeah.
I'm telling you, every property, you know, God bless, I've been in the business a long time. I've been buying properties, buying and selling. Even now, until today, the last one I bought, I was still stressed out. Until the last day before closing, I was like, am I making the right choice?
Yeah.
Is it the right time? If I'm doing something wrong? And I'm the real estate agent for the past 20 years.
Yes.
Imagine the client that never does this. You know?
You have to be
so that's why we got to be patient.
So much with them on the phone all the time, anytime, being with them because they have lots of thoughts. And if you don't pick up a phone, don't call back, you have a bad impression and referrals.
Or they assume too that you don't care.
What did you buy? What did you
I bought a multi-unit actually.
Multi?
Yeah, multi. Yeah, this last one I bought a 10 unit. You know, I'm big on multi-unit. I like multi. I know you don't like them that much.
I just, I'm not gonna say that I don't like them.
That's what I heard.
No, it's not gonna that I don't like them.
All right.
But I don't have any.
You don't have any.
I don't have multi. I have, you know, 15 condos and a townhome.
So, how are you gonna represent your multi-unit investor? You're gonna refer to? I'll take care of him for you. You know what I mean? I understand.
I know the game. I know the game. But
oh, you know the game.
I know the game.
All right.
I haven't put my hands on the multi-unit yet.
See, you gotta walk the talk.
I'm looking. Yeah. Well, I've sold 5 multi-units. Not too many.
5. Okay.
Maybe more, but I'm not counting the 2 to 4 units. I'm counting.
All right, you're counting more.
5 plus.
The real commercial. Commercial that's 5 and above.
5 plus.
Right,
yeah.
because 4 and below.
Yeah, I call them.
It's part of primary residence. You swing it at the primary residence.
We've got a bunch of those, but you know, I haven't put a finger on those and put my hands on them yet. But I'm interested. You know, I almost closed. One day before closing, I backed out.
For real? You were under contract?
One day before the closing, on the 6th flat in Chicago Ridge, I backed out because it was a flood zone.
Okay.
And I regret.
Were the numbers good? Were the numbers good?
No.
They were not good. But was there potential?
Potential was there.
Okay.
Because I could have. It was 6 2-bedrooms.
Okay.
Current rents are below anything.
Okay.
They were too low.
Okay. But that doesn't matter. All these multi-units are below.
I could have added 7th bedroom in the basement.
Okay. Legally or illegal?
I know that some of them have legalized. So maybe with the village you could add it.
Maybe with the village. Okay.
I regret it because 3.8% interest rate I could have gotten.
Free money.
And I know that in that area you can remove the flood zone from the. So I messed up.
You did mess up. In my opinion, you did mess up. Yeah. You didn't believe. It was
the flood zone. That was the thing. $10,000 a year.
How much? 10,000?
10,000 a year.
Okay, I get it. But then again, it depends on numbers, right? If the potential was there, the numbers were there, you got to understand. You know, I didn't learn. I'm not an expert. I didn't go to a special school to learn about multi-units.
Yeah.
I learned with my clients over the years. I'm meeting, you know, Mr. You know, Pasquale here,
right?
Mr. You know, Slavic here, and he's like working in a factory for many years, and all he's doing is saving money, buying a building, saving money, buying a building. He doesn't even speak English. He's nice guys, right? Doesn't matter. Doesn't have to speak English, and he's worked big money, and he's making all this cash flow now. Now he retired. He doesn't have to rely on Social Security.
Right.
You know, but how did he do it? Maybe at that time it didn't look good, it didn't look smart. Maybe people were making fun of him back then when he was buying it. But now in the long run, especially with inflation, look at inflation. When he bought it, he probably bought it for $100,000. And back then he was barely breaking even. But now in the long run with inflation, besides appreciation, all the rents went up.
Yeah.
You know? And then all of a sudden, his mortgage kept going down, and his rents went up, and he's making all this cash flow.
Yeah.
So that's why I learned, I'm like, what are they doing right? And that's what they're doing. They're just buying and holding, buying and holding. I'm a big believer in holding property.
Holding, yeah. I just bought a deal. Now I don't think it's a really big deal. The seller called me. She said, I'm looking to sell a condo.
Okay.
And I went in, and she says, I would like to get 130, but if somebody gives me cash, I'll do it faster.
Okay.
So I gave 100 cash.
Okay.
And I took it.
Wow.
We're trying to flip it.
She sold it to you?
Yeah, I bought it. directly.
Wow, that's pretty cool. For me, it's hard sometimes to buy directly from my client. I'm not gonna
It was
lie.
not my client.
Oh, it wasn't your client.
We didn't sign yet. I was there.
Yeah, but once you talk with them, I always consider. I don't know. I get it. I get what you're saying.
Yeah. So I told her, no, I can buy it.
Okay.
Or we're gonna go on the market. Give her both options.
Okay.
She says,
You give options.
I'll
yeah.
do. I'll just.
Okay. But it was
I'll
beat
take
up. She wanted off her table,
Yeah.
off the table,
Yeah.
right? It was beat up. It needed
Yeah.
work. Like, okay. So you kind of helped her out.
Yeah.
In a way.
She wanted.
Okay.
She wanted I wanted it as soon as possible. So
Yeah.
we did a deal. And right now I'm doing rehab. My wife is doing the rehab.
nice.
And now we're thinking either we're gonna rent it out as by Loyola. We're gonna rent it out,
Okay.
or we're gonna flip it.
We're gonna flip it. Okay.
But there's really no money in flip.
Yeah,
there's
the-
like
the
15,000.
it's tight.
Maybe 20.
After taxes and everything, you're not gonna.
We're gonna make 15 or 20,000.
Why
Or
don't
we're
you
just
keep
gonna
it?
keep it. We keep it.
Okay.
We're gonna go because I'm gonna go back to the bank, refi it, pull the cash out, and then maybe 150, 200 bucks.
Also, you're gonna do like the leverage. You're gonna do the leverage game.
I'm gonna do the burr.
Okay.
Buy-
You're watching a lot of bigger pockets.
Yeah. Bigger pockets was actually
Listen.
the reason I got into real estate.
For real, bigger pockets has been huge for a lot of, I think, especially for the younger generation to understand about real estate. And it's good. It's good. For myself, like I was more like by meeting the old, the old Italian guy, or the foreigner, or some of my family. I understand about real estate. But bigger pockets has been big, I think, in these days.
Bigger pockets was the reason I wanted to be in.
But you gotta watch out though, because sorry to interrupt you.
Yeah, go ahead.
Because bigger pockets is good, but sometimes I feel like they do make it a little bit too easy. It's not as easy as it seems. You have to put the work. Buying a multi-unit, it's a lot of headaches. Mm-hmm. Your phone could be ringing every day. Maybe that's
right.
why you haven't bought a multi-unit yet.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons. That's my right now. I'm at the moment where I have a little issue.
Okay.
Where right now I am the one who's managing everything.
Okay.
And I feel like one more is going to create a part-time job for me right now. So I need to leverage
Okay.
this.
So you manage everything.
Yeah.
Okay. So you leverage your money, but you don't leverage your time.
That's right.
You got it wrong, my friend.
The ROT is zero for me. The return on my time is nothing.
Yeah, you got to leverage a little bit. You got,
So how do you do it?
I think big thing. I've been associating myself with good people. I'm always I leverage, not leverage. I mean, it's kind of like we help each other, right? I'm always about meeting good people, and these are clients of mine. Right now, I have multi-units, multiple tenants.
How many you got?
I have 35 tenants right now.
That's 35 units.
30, yeah, doors, right? Yeah, 35 doors.
All multi?
Of course, everything.
All
No,
multi?
there's multi-unit. It's a mix. I got a house, 6 units, 5 units, 3 units.
When was your first one you bought?
My first one?
Yeah.
My first one, believe it or not, there was a garden unit. I wanted to go in real estate so bad, and I just bought a garden unit. It was terrible. It flooded. I had the worst and the worst experience. I've seen it all. But in the beginning, see, I want to become rich fast, right? Yeah. I was eager but at the end of the day, it wasn't the right way. So I had experience where that unit wasn't the best one, right?
When was it? And how much?
My first one I bought like 2003. They were giving the loans.
You got your real estate license. You got a unit.
Yes.
Right away.
Right away.
Man.
Right when I got my real estate license, I bought. I gotta walk the talk. So if I liked real estate, I had to buy.
Brian Buffini says it's hard to trust a realtor who doesn't own real estate.
That's right. I believe Brian Buffini. I'm a big fan of Brian Buffini.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, he's right.
Yeah.
He's right. He's right.
So you bought it for how much?
So I bought it back then. It was $115,000.
Mm-hmm.
And
where?
In Schiller Park. Schiller Park. It was a garden unit. Mm-hmm. I wanted to start somewhere. I didn't want to pay rent. I never rented in my life. How did
you live before 2003?
I was with some family.
Oh.
I was with family. From there, I got my license. I was working in banking. I got my license, and I try and start figuring stuff out.
Yeah.
Like I was just intrigued. I started learning and reading newspaper and talking with people, and I'm like, okay, I got to get in. I got to figure stuff out, and I bought it. I took a risk. It wasn't the best purchase I made in my life. I learned, but over the years.
You made money?
No, I lost money.
You lost money?
But you learn from mistakes. Right. You're not always going to have wins. You're going to have a lot of loss, but those losses are going to give you experience and knowledge.
That's right.
To get to now when I bought my 10 flats and to be smart.
Yeah. And now the 10 flat is
no complaints,
man,
at all.
10 flat is big. That's good.
Yeah, that's your next one.
I'm looking for a 6 flat, but man, why do you look like? Here's the thing.
Okay.
I've helped clients, and the deals they bought were deals. They were a good one.
Okay.
I got the Des Plaines, Elmwood Park. We've got Northbrook. We've got Wheeling. Those were really like if I was buying them. But see, I chickened out on my the deal that I was gonna close on the day before. I guess there was just my comfort zone is stopping.
Yeah,
me.
you were
because,
not.
You need to manage now the building.
I get it.
I get units and I got comfortable in that. I don't have to worry about the hallways.
Wait. So you're not worried about because you have units too, right?
I have all the attached condos, townhomes.
Okay, you have condos, town. Okay, but you have multiple.
Yeah.
Okay, so you got multiple units. So you manage already multiple tenants.
Yeah. I got 15 total.
But maybe you're not worried because you feel like there's somebody behind you that protects you, right? You have an association.
Yeah. Right now they're kind of bothering me. I'm not gonna.
You see, that's why I don't like association. I have condos. Don't get me wrong. I got a couple of them.
Yeah.
They're a pain. They're a pain in my culo. Sorry for the bad word in Italian.
The broker that I used to work with, Century 21. His name is Tino.
Tino, good guy.
He's got hundreds of condos.
Condos.
Only condos.
But see, the thing, like right now, I have a problem with one of the condos. There's some work to do, a lot of work to do, and I can't make my own decision. Like we have to go on a conference call, make a vote. Then there's somebody that's stubborn.
Look, what happened here?
You know what I mean? What's going on? You okay with your cigar there?
My cigar's falling apart.
But
yeah, and then you're not really like you're a half owner.
Yeah.
Basically what you said.
Like on my property, okay, whatever happens, I own it. I make a decision.
Yeah.
I'm fully in charge. I want to keep it empty, I keep it empty. I want to knock it down, build something else, I knock it down. You know? End of the world happens, there's a storm, there's a flood that happens, my building goes on the floor, I own the land. With the condo, I don't know. Don't get me wrong, nothing wrong. Anybody owning a condo, condos are good.
Everybody understands that.
They're good. There's it depends where you're at in life. I bought my first one was a condo, right? But at this point, I think for you especially, at this point in your career, I think it's time to buy multi-unit.
What cap rate? What kind of criteria is you looking at? What's your
the numbers got to make sense. Okay, I think
like there's a 10 flat in Harvard Heights for 1.6.
I saw it.
Too much.
I saw it. A little bit. Depend on the numbers. I got to run the numbers. Like there was a 9 flat in Howard Heights. We have it under contract. Somebody from my office.
1.2.
1.2.
That's the one. Yeah, I saw it.
We have it under contract because the numbers make sense. It's all about the numbers. You got to look at it like, okay, I don't even look at I look at the cash on cash. Because if I have that money in the bank and they're paying me nothing, or I have it in an index and they're paying me maybe 4 or 5%.
Yeah, I'm not even looking at that.
In the building, I want to make a lead. If I could get 8 to 10% cash on cash, I'm not even looking at all the rest, like appreciation, my tax benefit. I'm not even looking at that.
Principal
Nothing.
reduction.
If I could get cash on cash, my net per year could be around that 8%. I'm happy. But believe it or not, a lot of these
That's my problem because I'm looking for 10 plus and I'm not happy.
10 plus, you're greedy, man. You're a greedy guy. I don't know. You want to become rich fast,
No, just
Listen,
because there's an opportunity for me to put a 10.
Listen, Rome wasn't built in one day, man.
Yeah.
You see Rome? It still lasted 2,000 years. It's still there because it built after many years. Then but you got to step by step. Stone by stone, man. That's all it comes down to. I told you that cigar was cheap.
No. It's good now. It's good now. Yeah. So you're looking at the 8-9 cash on cash.
Yeah.
Whatever you put in.
Sometimes it depends on the location too, right? There could be a location if you're like in an A location where you bet more on appreciation. It depends. Every investor is different, right? Some investor, let's say they buy like in River North, Lincoln Park. Over there, they're not looking at cash on cash flow.
Yeah.
They're looking more like on appreciation. They want some place where to park their money. So that's a different kind of investor. Me,
right.
Maybe one day I'll get there. Yeah. But right now, I wanna make worth my time, and I look for cash flow.
Yeah. Where are you looking?
I say anywhere the demographic. We're just working class people. I like normal people. People people that work hard, you know, they need a place to rent. I help them out, provide them a nice place, you know, clean place, be cool with them.
You don't manage. You don't go to the properties. You don't walk the hallways. You don't sweep the hallway. You don't change the light bulbs.
That's a good question.
Yeah. Do you go, like, you got 35 properties. You got probably like, you know, 7, 8 buildings, maybe more. So do you drive them every week?
So this is what I do. I don't do a lot of the legwork, right? A lot of the work hands-on, right?
Yeah.
Maybe years ago in the beginning when I started, it depends what you do for your time. If I'm home not doing nothing and I'm being a bum, then yeah, I better get my ass out there and cut the grass. Right. You know? But if I'm working, if I doing real estate or making calls, then I know I could make more money on that, then I'll hire somebody. In the meantime, they're making money and they're kind of like, you know, cutting my grass, doing the maintenance, meeting my tenant.
So that's what you have.
That's what I have. But I still, once a month, I do take a ride on each one. So the one, because I got a couple out of state, one out of state and one out of the country. So those probably I see a little bit less, but the ones here I do go once a month, go check them out. You know, just maybe I have like a little, you know, maybe some they give me rents by check, right? They put in their little mailbox, and I check it out because again, going back to like, you know, there's a lot of bigger pockets and you know all these YouTube channels. They're like, oh, don't worry, be hands-free. You can make all this free money. Yeah, that's true.
Buy out of state. They
that's
promote that.
True and not true. You always wanna you want an eye on the properties because nobody's gonna have the same interest that you do. If I go some properties, sometimes I trust my maintenance guy, I trust everybody, but sometimes there's stuff they, you know.
There's a lot of...
They're slacking, and I have to like make sure...
I'll tell you, there's one investor that I worked with. He bought a couple units with me and a multi-flat in Des Plaines. He's not buying anything that's not in Des Plaines and not in Park Ridge.
Okay.
Only in those areas. Because the drive, the distance, and
that's fine.
Then I have another developer. He's developing in Chicago.
Okay.
And I told him there's a multi in on a Cumberland. He says, it's too far. And then I've got... other people that just use management companies and then buy it all over. And so there's different trains of thoughts, and I'm trying to figure out whether I'm not going to be like going crazy, because my focus right now is more on building sales, building a team, getting production on another level, and I worry that this thing is going to remove my time, and I'm going to be having weak flow here, weak flow there, and I'm just going to be running around like a chicken.
You know what it is, Oleg? I'll tell you the truth. I think it's mindset.
Yeah.
You have to have a mindset that doesn't have to doesn't have to bother you that much. Like right now, probably like, you know, because there's like my phone rings every day. There's always something going on. There's always
How many missed calls you have right now?
Probably, if I look right now, let's see.
Right now, let's see. I got 4. I got 4.
The whole thing is set up. I have the whole thing light up here. I have 6 missed calls, 7 text message. Yeah, so it's part of it. But it's okay. No big deal. You have to, you know what I mean? I'll get to it.
Yeah, you'll get to it. It's always there.
I'll get to it. If it's an emergency, they have a second number to call, right?
Yeah.
You know, it's important you put in place. But if there's a problem, it doesn't have to bother you that much. You know what I mean? It's important you kind of like, you have that mindset where at the end of the day, yeah, maybe for that month you made a little less, right? And you had to pay the maintenance guy, you know, you had to pay a little bit more material or something.
Like this summer, I replaced probably maybe 5 or 6 AC wall units, you know?
Okay.
That cost me a couple thousand already.
Okay. All right.
I keep replacing them. Then the heater, then the thermostats. Every season you gotta do something. There's always like you gotta put the money back. So the more units you have to have more money in the bank.
Of course.
Right?
But if you cash flow, right? That's why I like to cash flow.
Yeah.
Is if I cash flow, and also when you cash flow, try to not spend that money. Like I don't rely on that money. That's all money like for the buildings or just to be there, you know, to buy the next one.